and welcome to the 2021 Backburner Senior Podcast.
Woo!
I'm Genevieve. Woo-hoo.
I'm Dylan.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you so much for tuning in, either on YouTube or on SoundCloud. We're excited to talk about our time in Backburner and answer some of your questions. People sent in questions on our Instagram story. Some really dark, deep questions and some funny ones, and very excited to go on this conversation journey with y'all. So thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you, everybody. And I got the questions in this handy dandy little moleskin right here. And I think we're gonna start off with first is how did we get into Backburner and why did we get into Backburner? Let's see, Genevieve, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Let's see. So I remember when I first heard about Backburner, I was hanging out with Andrew Moeller and Sam Block, who are also in comedy clubs at Ohio State. We were walking back from the Lord Mitski concert my freshman year, and they were both talking about how they had so much fun the night before at a sketch comedy show at Ohio State. And I think they were referencing like one of the sketches, and I'd never heard of Backburner, and I was like, well, I'm very intrigued by this. This sounds very fun. That was like the end of the year. So then at the beginning of the school year, I went to the involvement fair and I saw Backburner there. And I think I like quickly like grabbed a flyer and then like ran away. I was like nervous to like spend too much time talking. But I remember I think Brian asked, he was like, oh, do you know what Backburner is? And I was like, I don't. And he was like, it's like Saturday Night Live. And I was like, okay, cool. So having information from Andrew and Sam and then going to the involvement fair, I decided to check out the club. So I went to their welcome week show and then my first meeting. And literally after my first meeting, I was like, I'm going to stay in this club. This is amazing. No question. Like I knew I wanted to stay. And I mean, yeah, like that's how I heard about it. That's how I got into it. But just the people and the energy and all the excitement during that first meeting, that really hooked me and just like made me want to keep coming back. So, yeah.
Hell yes. My story for joining was kind of similar. I was in Sound of Science a cappella, and one of my fellow acapellians was Hannah Wagner, who was in Backburner when I was a freshman. And so my freshman year, I went to a lot of the shows, maybe even all of the shows, spring semester, and I just thought it was really fun. And one of my other friends, Madison, we agreed like both to join some clubs that we were like a little bit nervous to join, but wanted to. So she joined the Blue Jackets Club, and I joined Backburner, and she also joined Backburner a little bit later. But yeah, I also knew that it was going to be a good time and that I was going to stay for a while. Yeah. And I ended up doing that.
Hell yeah. And we both joined at the same time too.
We did.
Yeah.
It is a little bit weird, like we joined when we were sophomores, and there was a huge like freshman class of Backburner. So like a large majority of my friends right now are all juniors. Which I guess
right? Cool. I know, same. It's like weird being a senior because I'm like most people I know are juniors because there are so many juniors in the comedy community, and it's wild. Yeah,
that's true. And as you can probably tell, there are not that many seniors in the comedy community.
There are not. Yeah. Among all the clubs, I think we're like there are only a handful.
Yeah.
Wild. Yeah.
Wild indeed. Yeah. So that was the first question. Our next one is going to be, what was our favorite show?
Oh my gosh, our favorite show. It's a hard question.
If you need time to think, I think I got mine.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I think it was sophomore year when we did Spit in My Mouth the musical. That was just like a huge production. Mm-hmm. Definitely like one of the biggest things that we had ever done. Really well written and well made. All of the songs are really good. I got to perform and sing, which I mentioned I was in a cappella, so I do really enjoy that. And we had like a huge turnout, like around 100 people. And it was just it was a really good time. All the
So
sketches
fun.
were really funny.
Yes. That was gonna be my answer, but I won't take it from you. But I totally agree. An incredible night. My grandma came, which was amazing, and she like loved it. And I remember her telling me, she was like, that show is so funny. And I got a lot of the references. I was like, okay.
That's impressive. That's impressive for a grandma.
I know, impressive, yeah. Spit in my mouth. Such a journey, so fun. I think when I would call out the back to school show we did in 2019. I love back to school shows. That was my only back to school show, I think. Wait,
So yeah.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. And that was just so fun. Like the energy of doing a show after, you know, being away the whole summer and having new members involved and just like reading new and old sketches. And we were in the US Bank, which was super fun too. So yeah,
Definitely
that
a
was
good
just a great
venue.
show. Yeah, like really funny sketches. Yeah, and just the energy of it all.
Yeah, lots of like pent up energy from the summer
Right?
that gets to be released all at once.
Totally. Yeah.
Oh yes. Next question we'll do is, what was our favorite Backburner memory? Which I feel like we should have like talked about these first, just to, like have some answers, because I have no clue. There are plenty of Backburner memories.
I know there's so many. I have one. I think like in my newsletter interview like last year, this was one of the questions I had. And for those who don't know about the Backburner newsletter, our wonderful internal communications chair always sends out a newsletter before our Tuesday meetings. And there's usually an interview included, and one of like the club members gets interviewed, lots of fun questions. But yeah, I think my answer was like hanging out on Goki's porch, just like, you know, after shows, something about like hanging outside and just being so full of like adrenaline and endorphins after like doing a show and hanging out with your friends. And I think I referenced like whenever you go to like the parties, like usually you take off your shoes and you're just like hanging out. And in the winter time, we would hang out on the porch, like even when it was like snowy and wet, and I like wouldn't put my shoes back on. And I would just like go outside with like socks, and my socks would get like super like soaked, but I like didn't care. And it was like, I'm cold, but you know, you feel like warm and happy because you're with your friends. And so those memories are great.
Yeah, not to be unoriginal, but I'd probably have to agree. Goki's porch, which is just like it was like a 3rd-story porch for people that don't know, on like a corner, and it was the like after party spot for a good while, like 2 years. But yeah, just so many good memories from after parties. I ended up going there with like not for after parties, but just like a lot on my own and a lot with like friends, and lots of like my best memories from college are from that porch. And
Same.
Yeah, same about like going out there in the cold. I remember taking a trip there with my friends on the day sophomore year where it was like -35, and we all got bundled up in our winter coats and went over to the porch to hang out because we didn't have any school.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Great
it really
time.
speaks to like how like Backburner is a place where we like perform and like make comedy together, but like the community is like first and foremost like what holds the club together and like what makes all of the work and effort you put into like creating a sketch, creating a show like worth it. Because you get to have this like, you know, release of just hanging out with your friends after. And that's really special.
Definitely. Let's see, what do we got next? This is a good one. What are your favorite Backburner meeting bits? I think that one's from Dan.
Thank you, Dan. My gosh. One thing, and Dylan, you're really a big part of this memory is just like when people airdrop like memes during meetings. So like oftentimes like during like either cold reads or when we were like rehearsing, people would just like airdrop like strange cursed images or memes like to everyone in the room. And so you'd have like your phone out and you're like reading like the script like while you're rehearsing. and then this like meme would pop up and you'd have to like, you know, like accept it or decline it and then keep reading. And it's just funny because like everyone is laughing about, you know, whatever this meme is, whether it's like Phineas and Ferb kissing or something, something else. And yeah.
I did love that, and I was one of the big culprits of that. And it would be really funny to see people that were like rehearsing up at the front of the room have to like giggle a little bit and then quickly like close the notification. That was a really good time. Something super early in our Backburner careers. One of the earliest bits. I don't remember a whole lot about it, but the Cheerios, no, not Cheerios, SpaghettiOs 9/11 tweet.
Oh gosh, yeah.
For those who don't know, I think like the SpaghettiOs Twitter account just had like some very odd tweet for 9/11, or maybe not even odd, just the fact that SpaghettiOs is tweeting about 9/11, but our old vice president Adam Goki drew a picture of Mr. SpaghettiO up on the Twin Towers, and it was just kind of beautiful. It was like, I think, one of the first bits during a meeting that I was ever present for, so it holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah, I have a picture of Goki standing next to that, and he's like, yeah, like he's like standing on top of the towers. Absurd. Good memories. Yeah.
True. Plenty of good bits. Definitely, there are so many things that I'm forgetting.
I know. There's so many bits. Yeah. Like sometimes in meetings you have to like leave like time for bits so you can fit them all in and then get to business and to balance the bits in the business. It's just Backburner.
And there was a time before we even thought about balancing bits in business, our sophomore year under the Barton administration. So there would be some very long meetings or meetings where we got like nothing done just because we were joking around like a bunch of jokesters. What do we got next? Oh, I think this one's from Sam. How do you like performing in front of your family? And you actually talked about this a little bit, so.
Yeah. My grandma and my mom and my dad and my godmother and her husband all came to spit in my mouth.
Oh wow.
That was like, and like my parents have come to shows in the past, but that one had like a lot of people. And it's just funny, like you can tell that they're very proud of you, but there are some jokes that just go over their head, whether it's about like Fortnite or just like Batman or something. Like either like they don't know the reference at all, or they're seeing something they know in like a new light and they're like, just what? But yeah, it can be kind of embarrassing sometimes. I feel like I haven't had to do anything super embarrassing on stage with my parents' presence, like with them there. But I did sing and spit in my mouth, and I had kind of an inappropriate line that was funny to spit out, like when they were in the room. But yeah, I think it's always worth it to invite your parents to come to your show, even if you will be, you know, doing something just really goofy or funny or inappropriate. It's worth it because yeah, it's just funny to hear the reactions. And, yeah.
I was on the like complete other end of that, and my parents never came to a show because I never invited them because I was so nervous about what they would think about it. But and I don't even know if I regret that. My parents are both like very boomers and like solidly in the boomer generation. And I feel like they definitely would not have appreciated some of the comedy in some of the shows that I was in, but yeah, if they did come, it would have been very nerve-wracking. So I commend anyone who invites their family to any show because I couldn't do that. Yeah, and we have a lot of boomer humor, so the boomers don't always like that. The thing about doing like this whole remote year is we have a lot of video sketches. So you can just like email a sketch to like a family member and they'll watch it and you don't totally like see the reaction and it's less embarrassing maybe. I don't know, but that's been like a new thing where you just like email it to them and
maybe they'll respond and say that's funny, or they'll just say like great job or whatever. But
less embarrassing, but also kind of eternal.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just a one-time thing that they're like, oh yeah, I remember that. They can reference it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
What else do we got? This next one is the most pungent sketch besides mustardy hot dogs.
Oh my gosh. Which
So
yeah.
oh yeah, do you want to explain
Yeah.
it? I wasn't even in it.
No, you're good. Yeah. I think it was like last spring 2020. We recorded this sketch called Backburner Eats Mustardy Hot Dogs, and you can see it on our YouTube. Definitely worth checking out. But we basically ate mustardy hot dogs, but then the mustard wasn't only on the hot dogs, but also all over our clothing and bodies, and it was very chaotic but wonderful. But yeah, like the vinegary mustard just got all over Emerson classroom.
I feel so bad for the actual tenants of that class.
Exactly.
The day after.
Oh goodness gracious. Yeah, very pungent. But other ones, can you think of some?
I'm trying to think. Does mayo have like a smell? Because I know that you were in that that mayonnaise truth or mayonnaise sketch.
That one. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Oh well, I did. Yeah, I helped with the We Char Everything one.
Oh yes,
that one was very
stinky.
pungent. With Dan and Fran. Dan and I played these like YouTubers, and we charred a hard-boiled egg that we got at the dining hall, and we charred it in my apartment actually last year. And
the things you do for this club.
Yeah, man. Something about it. We like had like an open flame and just like burned this egg, but also put it on like a pan and just heated it up for like an hour until it burned. And then Dan and I had to eat it. And I personally didn't mind the taste that much, but I know Dan, he said like he couldn't eat eggs for a while after that, which I get. And it did smell bad. Yeah.
Yeah, fortunately we don't have a lot of like stinky sketches that often. Sometimes we'll have things that like I know I have friends that do not like the smell of like cured meats. And we've had a couple sketches that use like a bunch of salami or ham or summer sausage.
You're right. Multiple, yeah.
Yeah, this is also difficult for me because I have a really bad sense of smell. Like not COVID related. This has been going on way longer than that. So like unless something is like very strong smelling, I can't really smell it.
Yeah. That is true. Oh gosh. Yeah. I think there were maybe ideas of like doing like a food or like a smell related like sideshow in the past. I don't know. So I feel like in the future we could definitely get into more food sketches. But yeah.
Definitely. Oh, this one kind of like leads in from that, but it's not on my little like question moleskin. I just kind of came up with it before the podcast, but because obviously COVID kind of took out like the whole live aspect of our senior year, which was a little bit unfortunate. Because I know I was looking forward to doing a couple sideshows, especially being a senior. Maybe I could even host one. So my question for both of us is going to be, what show did you want to do the most that you were not able to do?
I'm gonna think about this, but if you have an answer.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
For anyone that knows anything about me, this is like the obvious answer. And I'll give like two answers, but the obvious one would be like the weed show or the high show, because I'm a bit of a stoner, or at least I was. And I think that might not be that fun to watch, but it would be pretty fun to participate in. But a show idea that we threw around a couple of years ago was like the Kink Show, which would have been a collaboration between Backburner and the OSU Kinksters Club. And I just think shit like that is interesting. So like I was so excited to maybe do or host that show, but maybe some of our Backburner progeny can do it in the future.
They definitely should. Oh, that would be so funny. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like usually, like in a few meetings during our time, we've had like, you know, you do like a meeting where you just like pitch different sideshow ideas and stuff. I'm racking my brain. I can't totally think of like there were some really good ones. But I know we have thought about kind of similar to the weed show, doing a drunk show. And that kind of is like usually done not on campus so that it's, you know, legal. And then half of the group is drunk and half of the group is not drunk. And there are different like bits involved with alcohol consumption. Like, you know, having to take a certain amount of shots, etc. And Fishbowl has done some wonderful drunk shows in the past. Those are always
Yes.
fun to watch. So.
Oh yes, Backburner does not endorse the smoking of weed.
Oh no, yeah.
I do, but that's as my own person. But yeah, don't attack Backburner with that.
Oh yeah, and you know, we only support people drinking when they're 21. But if they're in Canada, they can be 19.
Or in Germany, they can be younger than that, like 14 or something.
Yeah, exactly. But the US? No.
No.
Yeah. Oh, sideshows.
I miss them.
I know.
Let's see. Now we're going to start getting into some of the not necessarily Backburner related questions. We have some funny ones later on, but these are just some like more general ones. Our old president, Madeline, asked us a couple, the first of which being, what's our favorite building on campus?
Oh man, if you know me, you know that I love buildings and city planning. Love that shit. And I saw this question and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know. I love so many buildings for different reasons, you know, like different memories. Like maybe it's not a beautiful building, but you have like good memories there. Like I like Anderson Classroom. That's what Wagner has, our meetings, and it's a great building because of the memories I had there, but like design wise and like also vibes wise. Kind of a basic answer, but I do love Thompson. That library, you know, it has 11 floors, something about like its towering presence.
It is beautiful.
Yeah, right. It's beautiful. It has like the atrium part with all the windows and
like the ceiling that's like at the top of the fourth story, so you have like the whole like really big ceiling part.
Yeah,
it is really nice.
And it's cool to go to like the top floor and like the big windows that look at each angle of the university, and it's beautiful. Yeah, so Thompson Library. I had like my last like night of studying there before finals were over. It was bittersweet. Yeah.
Let's see. I'll also give like a sentimental answer and then like an architecture answer. Let's see. As far as like sentimental stuff goes, it might be a little bit weird to say a dorm, but I'm probably gonna go with Smith Steeb. That was my sophomore year dorm, and that was like probably one of the best years of my life because like I joined Backburner. I was doing well in school. I worked as an OA, which if you're listening to this and you have a chance to be an OA, you really should be an OA because it's like best job on campus, hands down. There's just a lot of good memories tied to Smith Steeb for me. And then as far as like architecture goes, I really love the kind of like Campbell Hall has that like under part where you can like, it's like kind of technically outside because like it's not inside the building, but you can like, it's kind of shaped like an O or like a hollow square, and there's like a little courtyard like inside of the building, and it's just a really nice place to hang out.
Yeah, that's so pretty. I was on a run recently and I was like kind of running around there and I happened upon that and I'd never like been there before, but it's so cool. Yeah, like this campus is so big. There are so many little like nooks and crannies around campus that I still have not discovered.
Yeah. If you're still in school, definitely like take like maybe a whole day or like a night and just like try to find some cool spots on campus.
Definitely.
Because there are so many cool little places that very few people probably know about, and you could find them and kind of make them yours.
Definitely. Oh yeah. Oh man. That's so I'm excited to like return to campus for like alumni shows and stuff and go back to like different spots.
Yeah. I'll have to visit like all the tiny spots.
Right.
And like smoke there maybe. Or something.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
But yeah, just wonderful campus.
Wonderful
Lots of great architecture and lots of sentimental places.
Indeed. Yeah. And I'm glad we both got to shout out Anderson Classroom. So good. Yeah. Backburner has meetings. Like we've kind of cycled through different rooms, but usually we're on the second floor. And yeah, something about it.
Yeah, just a really, really good spot for doing comedy. I think a lot of the Comedy Network does their group meetings in there.
Yeah, they do. Mm-hmm. Good spot.
Yes. All right, let's see what we got next. Another one from Madeline is favorite album.
Oh my God. I also saw this question and oh my God, it's so hard to choose. I know we're both big into music, Dylan, but
yes,
I could not think of.
I can go first if you want a bit more time.
Go ahead, yeah.
My favorite album kind of switches between like 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
Like King Cruel's The Ooze, Men I Trust, Uncle Jazz, Somersault's Happy Camper, and Faye Webster's Atlanta Millionaires Club.
Mm-hmm.
But I think to just choose one, I'll probably go with Men I Trust, Uncle Jazz. Which, let me grab it. I have.
You have it, yeah.
Yes, I have a very pretty vinyl of it if I can find it. Yes, but what is yours, Genevieve?
Oh, what is mine? Oh, thank you for giving, 4. Wait, can you like speak to this album a bit? Like, can you?
Oh, yeah.
Why you like it?
It's like I kind of like sleepy music, I guess is a way to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like not very upbeat, like kind of chill and like kind of ambient. And it's just like a good album. It has like really nice, like soft sounds, some really cute songs. It just like really pleases my ears. And I was grabbing the vinyl for it, and I have this beautiful, like pale tan limited edition version of it because I love it so much.
Beautiful. Oh my God, that's so pretty.
Yes. Sorry for audio only listeners.
It's gorgeous. It's it's like a
it's like like kind of a like beige-ish, tannish gold kind of deal, and it's clear, and it's a double album. And
hell yeah, super cute. Amazing music taste. Okay. Oh goodness. Mine also kind of like changes back and forth. And I feel like there's I can give like 2, like one that's a mainstay and one that like I discovered recently. And I feel weird saying it's like my favorite album because I feel like I haven't had enough time with it yet. But that one's gonna be Woman in Music Part 3 by Haim. It's
good album.
It's a no skip album. It is amazing. I know Madeline will like hearing this. Like it's just incredible from start to finish. Something about it. They've had a lot of great albums in the past, but this one feels like the most complete to me. And I mean like a non-skip album, like an album that you like you do skip songs on, like that's totally fine. But it is cool to find one that is like completely perfect. Oh gosh. So I love that album, Woman in Music Part 3. And then probably like one of my favorite albums would be Figure 8 by Elliott Smith, which is I just love. Amazing tracks. Like it's my favorite. It's like I don't know. He's a very like people always remark on him being like a sad musician, but I think he's a really great pop musician. It makes really good pop music that's like a little bit sad, but also like very beautiful. And that album is just gorgeous. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll have to give it a listen.
Yeah, and I'll listen to yours as well.
Hell yeah. All right. What do we got next? Favorite Wes Anderson movie?
I feel like our answer is the same movie. Mine's the Royal Tenenbaums.
Mine is also the Royal
Okay.
Tenenbaums.
I think we might have talked about this one time, and yeah.
Yes, I feel like we might have watched it together at one point.
We might have, yeah.
Yes, I remember watching it with some Backburner friends in my room sophomore year. And yeah, just like very aesthetic, obviously, like Wes Anderson. And I don't remember a lot of the Wes Anderson movies I watched that year very well.
Yeah.
Because of like the state I was in, but I just remember like a few beautiful scenes from that movie, and it is just like one of my favorite movies of all time.
So good. Yeah. I totally agree. Like the aesthetics of it all. I saw it when I was like maybe too young. I think I saw it when I was like 12 or 13.
Oh wow.
My parents showed it to me, and I think they were like, "Oh, like this is a good movie." They kind of like had like forgotten about it, and so they got it from the library and we watched it, and it was like one of the first movies I saw when I was like, this is a movie and it's beautiful and I like it. It's not just entertaining, but whoa, this is so good. And it like stuck with me for so long. And even, yeah, looking back, like I can still say that favorite Wes Anderson. Yeah. No, it's so beautiful. Like I want all of their clothes. Like
yes, I want the tracksuit.
The tracksuit.
That's Ben Stiller's character, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah. I want Ben Stiller's tracksuit.
I like, this is kind of, I mean, like in the funeral scene, I like how he wears like a black tracksuit for the funeral. Changes colors, just
yes.
Yeah. Great film.
Very good film. All right, we're getting a little bit closer to the end here, guys, but we have a couple from Maddie Abowitz, member Fishbowl. And the first one is, if you could rename a wink, like one of these, what would you name it? I saw this earlier and I had like no clue. So if you want to go first, I have to brainstorm something real quick.
I love this, Maddie. Thank you. Thank you for making us think. A wink. I mean, it's a great word in itself, but wink, because it's like short, it's like wink, and a wink is like a quick thing you do. Ooh, man.
I feel like it might be funny that for my answer, it might be funny if, because like a wink is a very short thing and like a short word, if like the new thing we named a wink was just something very long and like hard to say.
Yeah.
I can't think of like anything specific right now, but
That's true though.
This is a really tough question.
It is, yeah. I do appreciate it. It's working a new part of my brain. And you know, comedians are creative, but I'm stumped. Maybe, okay, I'm thinking of like the action that your eye makes when it winks, which is kind of like your eye like scrunches. It's like, and that's not as cool as of a word as wink, but yeah, scrunch.
Yes.
Yep.
I just thought of one.
Okay. Yeah.
But like when I wink, and this is probably because I'm not that good at winking, but like my whole face kind of moves, and it's like kind of like this part meeting this part. So like it's kind of like a clap, and it's my face. So like there's the little like night hat that's like a skull cap, but the wink is a skull clap.
Okay, that is so good. I love that. Oh my god, scrunch or wow, skull clap.
Damn, I'm impressed with myself on that one.
I know, you can combine two words. I might start using that.
Yeah, maybe we'll try to make it like the new Zoomer term for winking.
Yeah, right. Yep.
We'll have to put on TikTok.
I know. Yeah. It's pretty cool to be Backburner Zoomers too. I feel like most of Backburner is Gen Z, but there are some like millennials like in the earlier days of Backburner. But yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of like we're kind of early Zoomers.
We are, I know.
Yeah, really on the boundary. It's made me have to like think a lot about what I am, whether I like the like live, laugh, love signs, or if I like TikTok.
I know.
And I like neither, so I'm kind of like in the middle.
Every day I'm between both. Yeah. No, it's funny to be in between. It's very strange. But there are a lot of great Gen Z folks in Backburner.
That's
So
very true.
thanks y'all for representing.
Yes. Continue to make some Gen Z content.
Please do.
Yes. Get TikTok famous.
Yeah.
Make some money.
Yes. Sponsorship.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you can do something that makes you a lot of money without like working,
Yeah.
like hours, do it. That's my advice to everyone listening.
Yeah.
Try to find a way to make money for nothing.
Mm.
And if you can do that, never let it go.
Beautiful.
Because like being seniors, graduating, you got to find jobs.
Yeah. You want to be enjoying what you're going to be doing 40 hours plus a week.
Yes. More advice for any like freshmen or sophomores that are listening. If you don't like what you're doing in school right now, change it to something that you do.
Change it. Oh my God. I completely agree.
Yeah. I decided not to change it. I'm a computer science major and I really don't want to work like an office job.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's given me like a decent amount of stress in these times, but yeah, do something that you like.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
If you like it enough, you can find a way to make money with it. So
I agree. Yeah. I changed after my first semester and I am very glad that I changed from.
What was your old major?
Mine was city planning, which I have a minor in, but I'm now an art major, which I'm grateful for. But of course, even like after you graduate, if you're in a major, like you had a major you didn't totally love, you are 22 and you do have, like life, and you can change what you're doing anyway.
It's true. You never have to like commit to doing what your major is for the rest of your working life.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the cool thing about Backburner is there are people from like so many different majors. So you get a lot of different like perspectives, and I'm excited for there to be like more of like this Backburner alumni community too, since the club is so young, because it's great to have like older folks who you can like look up to, and younger people in the club can be like, oh, that person did that. Okay, I can envision myself doing that.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we can have like a little networking thing with the alumni, and we can just get like Backburner members jobs.
I mean, honestly, yeah.
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 Yeah, no promises there, but I'll definitely try to help if you're looking for one.
Yes, yeah, please add us on LinkedIn or find us elsewhere.
Yeah, follow my LinkedIn, which is my Instagram. Yes. Let's see. That got kind of serious, but we'll bring it back. Oh, all good. We'll bring it back to another Maddie question.
Yeah.
If you could put a billboard on the moon, what would it say?
Oh my God.
Just like at the forefront of my mind, I have like two main ideas, which for any Ohio natives, this one's kind of obvious, but the hell is real billboard. That's, I think, a little north of here. Yes, no, I don't know where it is.
Neither.
But very iconic Ohio billboard.
Yeah.
I'd also put a billboard that just like says moon on it, just to like kind of label it so everyone knows what it is.
It's important. There are a lot of moons out there, but this one's like the moon. So
yeah, maybe I'd put like the moon.
Oh, like as in the Ohio State University.
Yeah. The moon.
And you could write "the" in our red scarlet color.
Yes.
A little homage. Okay. Speaking of Ohio billboards, you know that one that says like Misney makes them pay, and it's that guy with like the eyebrow, and he's like this. Have you seen that before? Okay.
Is this like a Columbus thing, or is this like a Cleveland thing?
Maybe it's a Cleveland thing. I thought I saw one in Columbus, but it's this like guy. He's a lawyer, and basically, if you like, I don't know, I think it's for like accidents, or maybe it's like other kind of like when you want like payment for a company that did you wrong or something, this man will make them pay. And He's completely bald, kind of looks like Bill Hader if Bill Hader was bald. And he has these incredible eyebrows, and one of them like arches like,
oh wow,
like really extremely. And it's a great billboard, and be kind of funny to have it up on the moon because it wouldn't really serve a purpose, but
maybe for the moon people it would.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like lawyers always have like I don't know, like public interest lawyers, they always have the wildest advertisements, just like of any kind.
Yeah,
I guess they really have to compete for it, but
they definitely do. Yeah, not to make a Breaking Bad reference, but like in Breaking Bad when Saul has like the bench ad.
yes.
Yeah, and I think bench ads are really fun, but that's a good use of them. I think lawyers, like that kind of lawyer needs to use a bench ad. That just makes sense,
Yeah. Very topical Breaking Bad reference, because I actually started watching Breaking Bad at the beginning of the semester and have been very, very slowly like trying to finish it.
Yeah.
So I'm still on it. I'm like halfway through season 4, but I got that now for the first time in like 12 years.
I have not watched the whole show. I have skipped around, but I watched that episode because it's the first one that has Saul in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a great guy.
Great guy. Okay, lawyer. Good lawyer. But yeah, good guy. If you can't tell, Backburner, we do a lot of talking about movies and TV shows and music. So if you like doing that, yeah, this is the place to be.
Yes, definitely join Backburner if you're not in it, and you can. It's really fun. Even if you don't have a huge interest in comedy, you'll probably get one by the time you join. And either way, like it's just really good. I didn't end up writing that many sketches. I think I wrote like maybe 1 or 2.
I wrote 1.
Yeah, I think I wrote like 1 that got performed, but yeah, like it's just like a great place to be. Like regardless of how deep your interest in comedy is, great group of people, and they're all funny, and you are funny too.
Yep. Oh, so true.
And then we have one last question from our next president of Backburner, Emmy Pratt. And this one is, who do you think you are? a nice little funny one for the end. But Emmy, I will say, Emmy, if I knew the answer to that, I'd have a lot more answers to a lot of things.
Oh, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm a college graduate really soon.
You're right. Yeah.
Which
First
is
and foremost, Dylan Pryor's a college graduate.
Yeah. Not quite. A few more days, but eventually I will be, and that's kind of unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. Oh my goodness, graduating college. Wow. For all those listening who are not graduating yet, you will someday soon, and it'll be bittersweet, but we are proud of you.
Yes.
Make it. Yes. Okay, who am I? I mean, Pratt, thank you so much for this question. I'm also a college graduate, but I don't know. Not to be referencing my Instagram bio, but I am a granny in training, which I used to be a teenage granny, and then when I turned 20, I changed it to granny in training, which is the same thing. But means, yeah, I have to explain it to like my mom and people who don't understand what I mean exactly. But just an old soul who feels like a grandmother, but is 22. Yeah. Cool. Thank you, Abby.
And I think that's the end of the questions.
Thank you, everyone, for your questions.
Yes. Sorry if I didn't mention your name. I only started doing that like later on. But we also got some questions from RG, the former president of Backburner. I guess former now, but
yeah. Oh my God.
And yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, and also Ella. I think Ella, Masha, my friend. Thank you for asking question. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Those were just fun, like a good mix of Backburner related questions and then also just funny other personal questions.
I will say this is my first time like ever doing anything podcast like.
Yeah.
And I know that's like kind of the thing for like for like college age boys to be doing. And I don't know, I kind of like it. Maybe I can give a shot at podcasting for a living.
I mean, as a college graduate, what else are you gonna do?
I know. I got this degree in podcasting. What am I supposed to do?
Computer science. You have half of it, computer.
I suppose that's true.
Yeah.
And podcasting's kind of a science.
I think so. Yeah. It's so fun just to talk, you know?
That's true. I don't get to talk that often because of all the staying at home.
Same. Yeah.
Actually, that's not true because I've developed this habit of talking to myself like uncomfortably often. And when I started working this year, I work a lot of my shifts alone, but usually someone would come in like halfway through and I just could not stop talking to myself, like under my breath, like behind my mask. So I probably just looked like I was doing like, and like kind of that level of like audibility because I don't have a loud voice. So yeah, I'll probably have to break that habit sometime soon.
I do that too. Like when I'm like proofreading something, always reading out loud, but also like, yeah, when I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like go cook and then I'm gonna yeah, it's so fucking weird. But I did read an article that it can be healthy. It's healthy. I mean, like if you're alone, which a lot of us are, there's no harm in doing it. I think it's fine.
That's true.
But yeah, very funny. Would not think I'd be doing that. But here we are, talking to ourselves.
Yeah, and I kind of enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I do too.
I mean, I'm a good person to talk to.
Right, exactly.
I think so.
Yeah. But podcasting.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Me too.
Like, yeah, kind of a similar, feeling a similar purpose to the talking to yourself, like just filling the space with conversation, you know? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I had a lot of free time after spring semester last year, my junior year.
Yeah.
Like the first summer of COVID. And I got like super into podcasts because I just had like nothing to do.
Yeah.
And they really helped me like fill the time.
Mm-hmm. I agree. What do you listen to?
Just like some of the like classic
Totally.
college woe ones, like Chapo Trap House, True and On, lots of politics ones.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Which is also good because like I always felt like I should know more about politics.
Right, and you're learning.
And
yeah,
it's a good way to consume it. I've never been one for reading that much, so being read to or at least talked to is pretty helpful.
Yeah. TikToks, I mean, not TikToks, podcasts, videos, TikToks and podcasts, really filling my time. But podcasting and podcasts are like, you know, like I do like reading, but it's just nice to have a podcast because you can learn as much as you would learn reading a book, but
definitely
while you're cooking or walking or running, and I like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's also been nice to like kind of look forward. This doesn't necessarily like always apply to or like only apply to podcasts, but it's been nice during these times to like have something that like releases on like a schedule to look forward to every week.
Yeah.
It kind of just like separates my weeks out, so it just doesn't feel like I'm living like one long day.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. Yeah. And now that like primetime TV is not like consumed as much, it's kind of a similar thing. It's like, okay, a new episode is released each week.
Yeah, kind of like reading the paper.
Ooh, yeah, you're right.
Listening to the paper. Listening to people talk about the paper.
Oh man. Podcast is the new newspaper. Oh, well, cool, Dylan. It's been great talking with you.
It has been great. Can't believe it's over.
I know. Yeah, man. I know we've said it before, but I've had such a great time being in Backburner. It was the best part of college, and
same.
Yeah.
like the year I joined Backburner was one of the best years of my life because of Backburner. So yeah, just like really appreciate Backburner as a whole. Anyone who's listening who's in Backburner, I love you guys. You guys made my college great. And anyone who's listening who's in college who's not in Backburner, you should get in Backburner because it could happen to you too.
it could happen to you too, and I want it to. Yeah, no, I love you all so much. So thank you so much for just being so supportive and so creative and so smart and so funny. 'Cause yeah, everyone brings their own like different perspective and different charm and wit to the club, which is so special. So yeah, I'm gonna miss everyone so much.
Yeah, me too. We'll definitely be back for alumni shows, so we'll see you
Yeah.
again.
Oh, so excited. Good stuff. Well, thank you everyone for listening. And
Yes, thank you.
of course, check out Backburner on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube to watch our content. Yeah.
And SoundCloud as well for this podcast, which you might already be there, but it's also on our YouTube.
Indeed. Cool. Well, good talking with you, Dylan.
Yes, nice talking with you, Genevieve.
Thank you.
And thank you, everybody, for listening.
Cool. Thank you.
Yes, bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.